Good evening. We call to order this regular meeting of the West Valley City Council. We note that we have 5 members of the council here tonight. Councilmember Rushton and Councilwoman Lang are excused. But we do have a quorum, so we can continue with our regular business. Our opening ceremony tonight will be by Councilmember Tom Newton.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it very much. I just want to invite all of you to stand up with me and do the pledge of allegiance. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
With that, just looking to see who's here. We have a lot of people here, which is a little unusual for a council meeting. So we welcome you all. Glad to have you here. Next on our agenda, approval of the minutes from September 15th.
Mayor, move for approval of the minutes of September 15th.
And
Second.
a second. Properly before us. Any discussion to the minutes? Looks like they're okay as they stand. Then all in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. The minutes are approved. Next on our agenda is our Employee of the Month Award. And I'm trying to recall who. Okay, Councilman Nordfeld, we'll turn to you for that.
Thank you, Mayor. This award is for Mike Haskell. If we could have Mike stand so we can all recognize you while I read this nomination letter. This is from Joseph Beck. I'll read his words. He says, I would like to nominate Mike Haskell in the Engineering Division of the Public Works Department as Employee of the Month. Mike works in the construction section, ensuring contractors comply with project plans and specifications so that the taxpayers of West Valley City get the best quality work for their dollars. Every year, the Engineering Division oversees millions of dollars worth of construction contracts for storm drainage and street construction and maintenance. In the 3 years Mike has worked for the city, he has become a very valuable employee. He came to the city with a great deal of construction experience and an engineering background. Mike applies his engineering knowledge in a practical way to actual construction in the field. Mike has a dedication to performing his job to the best of his ability. He takes great pride in his work and seeks to protect West Valley City's interests through his responsibilities. Mike is willing to go above and beyond and make sure things get done right while keeping cost and impact to the public to a minimum. Being a new employee, Mike has been a great help to me. He is a great mentor and takes the time to help me understand not only the how, but the why. His willingness to share his knowledge and experience are a great asset to me and our department. I feel Mike is very deserving of this award. So we congratulate you, Mike. You'll start on this end and shake hands and be congratulated.
All right, then next we have the Comprehensive Annual Financial Report Award, or the CAFR, as it's sometimes affectionately referred to. And here to make that presentation is Dean Lindell. And Dean, is a CPA. I believe you're currently with Pleasant Grove City.
Actually, as of a couple weeks ago, I'm with Cottonwood Heights, so. I
Oh,
just
they
switched,
stole you away.
They did.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Congratulations on your new assignment.
Well, thank you. Well, Mayor and Council, I know people have been coming here for a number of years. This is an award you've been receiving for quite a while. As Mayor Bigelow said, I'm currently Finance Director at Cottonwood Heights, but today I am representing Utah Government Finance Officers to present this award. And West Valley is a great city. I have a little familiarity with it. I've served with Mayor Bigelow and Councilmember Rushton on the audit committee, and I've been doing that for a number of years. And I know Jim very well, and I even worked with Jeanette Carpenter in a long time ago, in a prior life. But so I know people here very well, and it's a very respected community, and you have a great staff, and I think you know that you're lucky to have them. It's nice to have the big cities in the valley or in the area be good examples and do things like this and have a commitment to quality. Just a quick mention of government finance officers. It's a professional organization throughout the United States and Canada, focusing on do a lot of things related to training and try to increase professionalism and reporting throughout the country through states and cities as well. I'm just going to read a couple things really quick. This award, I believe West Valley's received it this for the 23rd time that they've received it, which is really impressive. The press release that comes with this mentions that the Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in the area of governmental accounting and financial reporting, and its attainment represents a significant accomplishment by a government and its management. The CAFR, as you mentioned, Mayor Bigelow, is basically your financial statements, right? Has been judged by an impartial panel to meet the standards of the program, including demonstrating a constructive spirit of full disclosure to clearly communicate its financial story and motivate potential users and user groups to read the CAFR. And I hope people listening to that do take the opportunity to look at your financial statements and reporting. The award itself is not necessarily on the financial condition of the city. It's really on the report itself to say, is it readable? Is it understandable? Does it encourage people to look at it? And as it mentions in here, it's sent out to several different reviewers who look at it, and there's people throughout the country and determine whether or not it qualifies for the award, which it does. So I will present. I have a certificate here, or a certificate for Don Grew, if he wants to come up, probably. And then Wayne, I have a certificate for the city. I don't know who you'd like me to give that to. Whoever you'd like. Give it to both of them. Yeah. So of course, Don is your chief accountant, is the one primarily responsible for putting the report together. So I will give this to him first. This is a certificate with his name on it. Got your picture up there. Okay. Thank you. And then this is actually a certificate for the city. This is the actual certificate for the award. So I'll present that to Don, and I think thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Next on our agenda, we have our comment period. This is where the public is invited to come forward and speak on any topic that they wish, up to 5 minutes per person. And we have just one person who signed up tonight, Mr. Nichols. Oh, there you are. I knew you were here. I'd seen you. So if you'd come forward, and we'll let you have your time for your comment.
Paul C. Nichols, I live at 5329 West, 4100 South. I'm here chirping on the traffic again. They was going to do something a month ago, and nothing's been done yet. The traffic's faster than ever, thicker than ever. I don't know what. I talked to the chief. He says they're going to do something, but when? I don't know. It takes 15 minutes for me to get out of my driveway in the morning at 6:30. They said the traffic's 41 miles an hour. I've heard that from a couple of times around here. They're not. That would be going in reverse, not forward. So, whatever. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that was the only person who signed up. So I assume they're the only ones. With that then, we'll close our public comment period, and then we'll go to city manager for comments.
Thanks, Mayor. I don't have any comments tonight. I was actually just writing you a note. I know we like doing the special recognition section, recognizing these scouts that are here tonight. I think we might have a couple that are there in the audience, so rather than pass the note, I thought I'd just make mention of that. Right here.
Okay. Oh, are you scouts in the scouting program? Okay, I'm sorry. I assumed that you were here for other reasons, so if you would come forward and introduce your troop number or post or whatever it is, what schools you attend and what you're working on.
Ethan Bennett, that's my name. I'm in Troop 7792, and the school I go to is Hunter High.
Okay, and what are you working on?
Getting my last few merit badges to finish up my Eagle.
The community and citizenship in the community?
Community and communications.
Ah, very good.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Pyle. Anything further? To the council, any comments? Not seeing any comments there. Then we go to the next item on our agenda, which is public hearings. And first we have the reopening of our budget. And this is under ordinance number 15-31, where we reopen the budget as we find changes are necessary regarding grants and other funds where additional revenue may be available, and to reflect those in our budget, and also where any changes that might need to be done. My understanding is through this that other than what's previously been approved by the council, there are no changes to our general operating budget. So we're not making any changes there. These are mostly fairly routine and fairly common that we do. I think we do this quarterly. This is the regular quarterly update. With that then, that is the introduction. I will now declare open the public input portion of this meeting on the budget. And so anyone here who has come to speak to this particular issue, the budget. No one's stepping forward, so we give you just a moment to think about it. So no one's here to speak on that subject. With that then, the opportunity will close. I will now close the public input portion. We'll bring it back to the council, and we will now ask the council to comment or take action on ordinance number 15-31.
Mayor, move for approval of ordinance 1531.
We have a motion to approve. Second. We have a second. With that then, it is before us. For the information of those gathered here and those listening in or watching, we have considered these items in a previous meeting, approximately, let's see, it was 2 weeks ago, in our study meeting. So these items we have already discussed as a council once, and this will be the second time. So with that, any further discussion from the council? Seeing none, we will turn to our city recorder for taking the vote on this item.
Councilman Vincent?
Yes.
Councilman Bueller?
Aye.
Councilman Yoon?
Aye.
Councilman Norfelt?
Yes.
And Mayor Bigelow?
Aye.
Motion passes.
With that then, that concludes that item of business. We go next to our resolution. We have resolution 15-156. This is to approve the purchase of just under a quarter of an acre from Questar Service Corporation. And this is at the Glen Weaver Memorial Park. They had originally given us permission to landscape. They have an item there in the park, and so we went ahead and landscaped, and that park is now complete, open to the public, and we will be, the neighborhood is enjoying that. Of course, the kids started enjoying it, especially when it was under construction, but they are still enjoying it now. And so they have now determined, Questar, that they do not want to let's see, how would I state that? They have determined that they do not want to give use of that. They will want the city to purchase it if we're going to use it. Therefore, we have negotiated with them and arranged an agreement to purchase this from Questar. That is the issue before us. So if we approve this resolution, we will be authorizing the city to proceed forward and to make that purchase. And that amount is of $40,000. Will come from our park impact fees. With that then, to the council for any comment or action.
I move approval of resolution 15-156.
We have the motion, second?
Second.
We have the second, it's properly before us. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, we'll turn to our city recorder for a voice vote, for a roll call vote.
Councilman Nordfeld,
Yes.
Councilman Yoon,
Aye.
Councilman Mueller,
Aye.
and Councilman Music,
Yes.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay. Next, we go to resolution number 15-157. This is where West Valley City Council is declaring its intention to reimburse itself from certain tax-exempt financings for extended expenditures made in connection with construction and equipping of certain capital improvements. This is at the Maverick Center. These will generally be in the form of computer equipment, ticketing equipment, which is needed there, and this allows us to be able to make that purchase and then, if appropriate at a later date, reimburse ourselves from a different fund or to a different fund. With that information then, I think that covered it, Mr. Pyle. These are a little technical. We want to make sure we get them right, and with that, we'll turn to the council for comment or action.
Mayor, move for approval of resolution 15-157.
We have the motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Got the second. It's properly before us. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll turn to our city recorder for a vote.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilman Yoon,
Aye.
Councilman Nordfeld,
Yes.
Councilman Vincent,
Yes.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion.
Okay, that concludes the business for our regular city council meeting. We do have 3 other very brief meetings that will be held following this. So if you see us just move right into that, that's fine. That's exactly what we're going to do, just as though we hadn't stopped. But at this point, we do not have a need for an executive session, so we will take a motion for adjournment of our regular city council meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Non-debatable, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. Our regular city council meeting is adjourned.
I call to order the West Valley City Redevelopment Agency regular meeting. And note that Chairwoman Carrie Lane and Councilman Corey Russian are not present. They are both excused. We have had an opening ceremony. Any report of the Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Lyle?
No, sir, thank you.
We do have a couple of matters on the agenda tonight. The first being Resolution 1521, which should be preceded by a public hearing to receive public input on that matter. Mr. Paul, would you please introduce that item?
Yes, sir, thank you. So, a analogy to this is our previous meeting, we had the quarterly budget opening for the general city operations, and we're having the similar action in the RDA meeting. in the RDA meeting for our budget opening, we actually only had one item. And this was in our Northwest EDA, in which we're going to receive $275,000 more in funding than we had projected originally in the fiscal year. So this item is to receive those funds.
Okay, thank you. To receive and account for that additional. So, having heard that, we'll open the public hearing portion of this meeting, and any that are here to speak on that matter, now would be the time to come forward. Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing and bring this issue to this body.
Chairman, I move for approval of Resolution 1521.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion to the motion? We'll call it for a vote.
Chairperson Vincent? Or, it's not chairperson. Mr. Vincent?
Yes.
Mr. Hume?
Yes.
Mr. Bigelow? Mr. Norfelt?
Yes.
And Vice Chairperson Bueller?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. We have a second item of business. Mr. Paul, would you please introduce that?
Yes, thank you, sir. It's our intention, and we are bringing to you consideration for refinancing a bond issue under the RDA's auspices with the Maverick Center, which originally is a Series 2005 bond. It's $3.5 million in total, and the purpose of this is, as I mentioned, a refinance and some accrued or possible savings that we can accrue from that transaction. It's estimated that we'll accrue about 9% over the life of the bonds, compared to what we would have paid, which would, depending on the market conditions when we sell the bonds, translate to around just over $400,000. We're not extending the term of the debt or any of the conditions otherwise, so it's really just a refinance and a simple matter for approval by the council to do that. We bring that to you in consultation with our finance department and also our financial advisor, Louis Young from Birmingham, who I ought to recognize as being here tonight with us in case the board has any questions.
Well, this does not extend the term or increase our payments. What it does, it's a refinance to actually reduce our obligation.
Correct.
Bring savings to the redevelopment. So thank you, Mr. Pock, for that introduction. Now open the public input portion for anyone that has come to make comment on this item on the agenda. Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing and give the matter back to the body for discussion. We have, please come forward.
If I may, I'm not here for a public comment. I'm with Louis Young Robertson in Birmingham. And I just wanted to ask, I did not have a chance to examine the documents that were sent out by bond counsel. There's a number on there I need to check before you vote on the final authorization for this resolution, make sure it got in there. Otherwise, we may be back doing this again. So my apologies. Tell you, if you ever need to clear out this room in a hurry, you don't need to bother yelling fire. Just say the next item on the agenda is discussion of a bond issue. You saw what happens. They got it. Okay. We're good.
Okay, thank you for keeping us on track.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anybody else here to make a comment or check our documents? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing and bring the matter back to the body for discussion and a vote.
Mr. Vice Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve Resolution 15-20.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Hunt. We have a motion, a second. Any further discussion? And we'll put the matter to a vote.
Mr. Bigelow?
Aye.
Mr. Norfelt?
Yes.
Mr. Hume?
Yes.
Mr. Vincent?
Yes.
And Vice Chairperson Bueller?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. We have no further business tonight. A motion to adjourn would be in order.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
We call to order the regular meeting of the Westwood City Housing Authority tonight. I was conducted opening ceremony earlier, and the roll call, we have a full quorum tonight, except for Council Member Corey Rustin, and also Karen Land excused tonight. Item number 4, we have approval of minutes, September 1st, 2015. So I'm going to turn this one over to you.
Mr. Chair, I move for approval of the minutes.
Well, go ahead.
Second?
Yeah, we have a motion, we have a second. So any favorite for this motion, just please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say no. And the motion passes unanimously. Item number 5, number 6, Mr. Pyer.
No, sir, don't have any communication or report. Thank you.
Thank you. So one last item is I need to.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. So all please say aye for this motion.
Aye.
Motion to adjourn and passing unanimously, and we are adjourned.
Call to order the West Valley Building Authority regular meeting. We had our opening ceremony, and roll call indicate that Councilman Rushton and Councilwoman Lane have been excused. The only thing we have on the agenda tonight is approval of minutes from September 1st.
Mr. Chair, I move for approval of the minutes.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion to the motion? Seeing none, we'll call the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Any report or?
No, sir, thanks.
Officer? Okay, we only have one motion left.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.